Yeah, I grew up in a Christian home, similar to Beth actually. My mum and dad are both Christians. My dad's actually works for the Church of England. And I kind of grew up again with a belief in God and a sense of, yeah, I'm a Christian, which I definitely got from my mum and dad. But it wasn't until I was about 16 that I took ownership of my faith, I think. And that happened only because I was kind of drifting away from God and just calling myself a Christian, but just living like everyone else. And then a friend of mine dragged me along to these Christian youth events that I didn't really want to go to. And when I was there, I think for the first time, I heard the gospel in a language that made sense to me as a 16-year-old. And there wasn't like one moment for me, like, you know, I think it's C.S. Lewis talks about how when you become a Christian, it can be a bit like people traveling on a train. And if you're on a train between France and Germany, for example, there's a moment when you're awake and you see the point when you cross the border and you know you've left France, you've entered Germany. But for other people, they might be asleep when they're crossing the border and then they wake up in Germany and they think, oh, this looks a bit, you know, a bit more like German trees are around and stuff like that. And they've gradually realised they've crossed the border. And I think for me, it was definitely the second one. It was like, there wasn't a point, but there was definitely moments where I began to realise, wow, I'm making decisions differently from how I used to. I'm doing things that probably, if I wasn't serious about God, I wouldn't be doing. And so that was the key point. And then a little later, I got taken along to another Christian festival that I, again, reluctantly went to because I was persuaded by a friend of mine. And when I was there, I met a guy called Mike Pilavachi, who is the leader of Soul Survivor. And it's a long story, but basically he bumped into me and felt like God told him to speak to me and encourage me and stuff like that and get beside me, so he did. And then he invited me down to Watford to come and do an internship with him. So that was just really life-changing for me in lots of ways. And then I went off to Cambridge and stuff like that, but really from then on I was hooked on working with Mike, working as part of Soul Survivor, and yeah, that's what we both do now. So.